kind of an impromptu video. I had absolutely no plans whatsoever to come up with this video until about 20 minutes ago when I saw kind of through highlights the highlights of what happened tonight in night 2 in the main event of SummerSlam 2025, and the absolute shocking return of Brock Lesnar back to WWE television. SummerSlam kind of pretty much went mostly how I thought it was going to go. There was a couple things I got wrong. One being, John Cena retaining. John Cena lost the WWE Championship in kind of a lackluster street fight. Cody pinned him with a single crossroads. One thing that was really evident is, that John Cena is back to being a babyface. He cut that promo on SmackDown talking about, he turned heel, for a ratings pop. That happened. It legitimately happened. And then the person that he turned heel for, his team abandoned him, being The Rock and Travis Scott. And so, we got an impromptu Cena face turn, rather, on SmackDown prior to SummerSlam. And then John Cena loses the title tonight at SummerSlam. But the more shocking thing is, Cody, they hug and, Cody's crying, he won the title, blah, blah, blah. He leaves the ring, and then all of a sudden, Brock, that freaking electric guitar riff hits, and the crowd explodes for Brock Lesnar as he comes down, takes his sweet time getting to the ring, lays out John Cena with an F5, and the show goes off the air. That was extremely shocking. I guess the writers were kind of not even aware that they were bringing back Brock. Which, that was a Triple H move, no doubt. Going to be really interesting to see where this Brock-Cena match goes. If it's going to be, held at Crown Jewel. Cena's only got like 8 more appearances left on his retirement tour than he's done. So will Brock be his last opponent? I don't know. Cena's scheduled to be have televised appearances on SmackDown over the course of the month of August. So we'll have to see where that in lies. And then as far as the other stuff from night 2, Naomi retained the women's championship. Yo, Astro. No, I don't speak Spanish, but Aracelis, hello. Welcome in, guys. But yeah, Naomi retained the women's championship. Again, not a surprise. She just won the title at Evolution. It didn't seem right to take the title off of her so quickly. Kind of the same thing with the Wyatt Sixes. They retained the tag team titles. Again, they just won the belts. It didn't really make a whole lot of sense to take them off of them. I was really surprised that Dominic retained over AJ Styles. AJ, a very, very touching tribute to the late, great Eddie Guerrero coming out in the lowrider. I thought that was absolutely amazing. I'm trying to think what the hell else happened in night 2. Like, I didn't get to see SummerSlam at all due to work, but what was the other freaking? Oh yeah, Solo retained the U.S. title in the cage. Again, didn't get a chance to watch it, but the main things I wanted to talk about was Brock returning, and then what, of course, happened in night 1, and that was what's being called as the ruse of the century, where Seth Rollins cashes in Money in the Bank exactly as I predicted he would. CM Punk defeated Gunther, and that match had to, at bare minimum, had to go at least a half an hour. 25 to 30 minutes minimum. Punk hits the GTS, pins him, as an emotional moment. The first time he's held the belt in 12 years. And then all of a sudden you hear "burn it down," and I watched that part live instead of streaming last night because I had forgot SummerSlam was a 2-night event this year for the first time ever, and I just knew, like, he comes out on crutches, almost like fires a warning shot, like, hey, I've got another 10 months to cash this thing in. He turns around. And as soon as he turned his back, I'm like, he's going to ditch the crutches. And that's exactly what he did. He throws the crutches off to the side. He takes the knee brace off, revealing he was not hurt, just like I thought he would. and he walks down, and my thing is, why the fuck did Punk not just leave? That's an option for the champion. He doesn't have to stick around. It's like, fuck you, dude. You're not cashing out on me. See ya. But he didn't. Rollins pins Punk, wins the world title. Again, exactly as I predicted. It was not a shock. But yeah, I had to, like I said, this isn't going to be a very long video whatsoever because, like I said, I didn't get a chance to see SummerSlam. But the two biggest things that happened on this show was Brock returning tonight and then Punk losing the world title. It's going, Jimmy, what's up? Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see Brock back on WWE programming again. Yeah, I just caught the tail end of Saturday. I was not remotely upset about. Like I said, in my predictions video, I said no matter who walks out with the world title, Seth Rollins is cashing in, and that's exactly what happened. The writing was, the proverbial writing was on the wall. As far as now, who is Seth going to? Probably, I would say defend against LA Knight come Clash at Paris because, remember, Knight, pinned him clean on Saturday night's main event where the initial injury took place. So, now LA Knight's got to claim, hey, I just beat Seth Rollins. I'm the number one contender. Other side, obviously point to Punk. Punk's going to get a rematch, obviously, because, even though he held the title for like 5 minutes, he's still the former champion. So, going to be interesting to see whether that takes place at Clash in Paris or, maybe Crown Jewel. Somewhere along the lines, it's, and who knows? I think Rollins is going to hang on to the belt until WrestleMania. I think Punk's going to win the Royal Rumble, barring any kind of injury or any kind of a setback like that. And then Punk's going to regain the title come WrestleMania 42. I think that's the direction that they're going to go in. But yeah, like I said, can't really comment too much on, and the other thing, the freaking fracking bump that Jelly Roll took in that tag team match when Drew and Logan actually going over. It actually very much surprised me. Jelly Roll on the table, Logan Paul, it's a frog splash, and just Jelly Roll impressed me. I'm sorry, but Jelly Roll impressed me. And apparently from what I'm reading online is that is not going to be Jelly Roll's last match. He's going to have other matches, maybe not this year, but I can honestly see Jelly Roll having some type of a match at WrestleMania this next year. I think they've kind of alluded to that a little bit on the post show with that. But I had to come up and make a quick video. I wasn't going to, but like I said, the Brock Lesnar return amplified by the fact that Seth Rollins cashed in on night one. I'm actually gonna go back and watch SummerSlam in full over the next couple of days. Because like I said, I didn't get a chance to see it, but from what I've, the highlights and whatnot, it looked like a pretty good show. I'm not going to say it's like an A-tier show, but it looked pretty promising. So I'm really anxious to go back. They've already confirmed SummerSlam 2026 is going to be a 2-night event as well from Minneapolis. So they're going to get a 2, and I think it worked. I really do. I think the 2 nights PLEs, they're starting to grow on me a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if the Rumble now follows suit, having the women main event night 1, having the men Rumble main event night 2. I look for that to happen as early as maybe 2026. Rumor has it it's going to be in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. But yeah, let me know in the comment section, guys, what you thought of SummerSlam 2025. I'm going to hop off here. I'm still at work for another couple hours. And yeah, like I said, let me know what you thought, your thoughts on Brock Lesnar returning, your thoughts on Seth Rollins cashing in Money in the Bank. I'm already reading in the IWC, people are like, I know Seth Rollins faked an injury. Oh, you know what? Shut the fuck up. How many times, do wrestlers do this kind of thing? It's all staged, folks. It's all staged. It's not like Punk didn't know Seth Rollins was going to cash in and take the world title. That's the other thing I'm seeing all these comments on Facebook crying about, CM Punk got robbed. CM Punk got robbed. Shut the fuck up. It's all scripted, guys. That's the one thing about pro wrestling is it is all scripted. And then, like I said, Punk's going to regain the belt. Probably won't be till WrestleMania, but I do look for Punk to win the title come WrestleMania 42. That's my opinion. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of SummerSlam 2025. Again, from what I saw, I got to make a thumbnail for this video. I literally just realized I didn't make a thumbnail, but that's okay. we'll get that done. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. It does help the channel quite immensely. Might do a War Games match. I can't thank you guys enough for all the support on the War Games tournament that is going on. Plus, I'll have an interesting poll coming up. All the teams that have been upset here in this tournament. Which one is going to receive a second chance, if you will, in the second tournament? I already decided I'm going to probably do a second tournament. Might even do a women's tournament. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But again, also Final Fantasy 16 Final Fantasy mode playthrough is in full swing. Again, can't thank you guys enough. That is garnering a lot of steam ever since I got my internet issues fixed. The channel is surging right now, and I cannot thank you guys enough for that. So again, appreciate all your support, all the views, likes, comments, all that stuff. I always try to respond to comments left on my videos and all that. Hold that thought. All right, I'm being summoned, so I got to hop off here. So anyway, we'll catch you guys either later on tonight or tomorrow morning. Don't miss it, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.